Mordor, Gandalf. What are they drinking there? Hi, I'm Harrison. I'm a certified sommelier, huge fan of all things Tolkien, and your Middle-earth Somm. This Halloween season, let's try to cover all the lands in a second darkness and drink like Mordor. So if we're gonna figure out what they're drinking in Mordor, first we have to figure out what grows in Mordor. Now, while all the lands to the northeast of Mordor, including such tourist destinations as the Black Gate, Barad-dûr, and Mount Doom, are all contained in an ash-ridden, desolate, barren hellscape, South Mordor actually sounds pretty not bad. In fact, Mordor might be an agricultural paradise. Centered around Lake Nirnen, the land of Nirn, this Nirn, not that Nirn, is effectively the breadbasket of Mordor. It's described as having huge slave-worked fields that furnish Mordor's armies with food, as well as great roads connecting to the tributary lands to the south and east. So, what's up with Mordor's salty-ass lake? Was it even salty? In the text, Lake Nirnen is described as sad, dark, and bitter, and honestly, same. So, a lot of people assume it's a saltwater lake. But for reasons I'll get into, that's kind of impossible. You simply cannot have a massive, thriving agricultural environment with a freaking salt lake. I mean, just look at Utah. Mordor's armies are massive, with estimates ranging from 100 to 200,000 orcs. Though there's nothing definitive in the text, that's all just online speculation. There's no way to feed an army that large based on tributes, pillaging, and cannibalism alone. Looking at you, Feyd-Rautha Harkonnen. So, why do I think South Mordor might be an agricultural paradise? Well, for one, if we go to our map overlay of Europe over Middle-earth, assuming that Hobbiton is centered in the south of England, we see that Mordor lies on the same parallel as Sardinia, Corsica, Bulgaria, North Macedonia, and northern Greece, firmly in a Mediterranean climate. One of, if not the most favorable climate, to agriculture and wine. See our video here about their neighbor, which basically has the same climate, Gondor. Second, we have rain shadow protection from fierce storms on 3 sides, plus even some protection from the direct path of ash from Mount Doom. The gap in the mountains to the east would allow cool air to channel in from the far east, regulating temperatures. Third, ashy volcanic soils are actually kind of amazing for agriculture, allowing for excellent water retention, disease resistance, heat regulation, and so many other awesome things. So what could they possibly be growing in Mordor that they could murder? It's a Halloween episode. Just fucking go with it. It's Halloween for a month and a half. What could they possibly be growing in Mordor that they could turn into tasty booze? To answer that question, we have to ask ourselves, who is Mordor feeding? And the answer, of course, is orcs. Well, and goblins, a smattering of trolls, both cave and mountain, 9 Nazgul, their winged mounts, and a whole pack of wargs. But mostly orcs. So how do we feed a large army like this at scale? Well, historically, the answer has been bread.
We ain't had nothing but maggoty bread for 3 stinking days.
The most grown crops in Nirn, that sort of agricultural paradise to the south of Mordor, would most likely be wheat, barley, or other ancient grains. No doubt Sauron wouldn't be particularly interested in the gustatory qualities of his military's rations, so furnishing a large supply of cereal grains would be the greatest return on his investment. Much like the hardtack biscuits dispensed to Roman legionnaires, Mordor would need its armies to have plentiful supplies that could last for long periods without spoilage. And by the way, if you want to see just how awful hardtack is and why you should pray to God Sauron's got a good dental plan, check out Tasting History with Max Miller's great video on that. No doubt some vegetables and fruits would also be grown, and we may even see citrus, such as mandarins or citron, as well as flavorful veggies like rhubarb, make its way into Nern's fields, born as tithes from both Easterlings and Southrons. Remember, all of those fruits and vegetables all began in the East. And yeah, sure, maybe we'll see some potatoes too.
Potatoes? Boil 'em, mash 'em, stick 'em in a stew.
Although I'm really not sure where they'd be getting it from, since potato is a New World crop that should not exist in Middle-earth. But, yeah, if the hobbits have it, f*** it, Mordor can have it too. I mean, we're pretty sure Valinor is effectively the New World, right? And Sauron probably had access to that? Wait, did Sauron get the hobbits addicted to potatoes in order to get their... You know what? No. We'll handle that conspiracy theory in another video. Now, climatic conditions would also be pretty ideal for olive trees and wine vines, since we are, after all, in a Mediterranean climate. But it's really hard to know if Sauron would see any value in having those cultivated. And let's be real, orcs are disposable. And are enthralled to the will of Sauron out of fear. So I'm not entirely certain creature comforts like quality wine or fancy olive oils would be a priority here. There is, however, caloric value to olives and olive oils. Wine, particularly when mixed with vinegar, can be an excellent way to sanitize water while out looting and pillaging. There is also a case to be made for the caloric benefits of ale and the medicinal qualities of distilled spirits. So keep following along while I break down what they might be drinking in the land of Mordor, where the drunkards lie. Just a little secret between you and me. I'm wearing shorts right now. I know I got this cool sweater polo on, but it's still September in LA and it is still very hot and the AC is on. So when you imagine me, I know you're thinking I got these really cool like dark pants to match the thing. No man, I'm in like little 3-inch shorts, like little boy shorts. Like if I was walking down the street, I'd be getting catcalled all the time. That's just between you and me, don't tell anyone, okay? Okay. So what could they possibly be growing in